Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Hello everyone and welcome to the series finale of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Today we are showcasing the last of the time trials in Mario vs. Donkey Kong at the expert level. Basically every single one of these stages required me to do multiple runs just to make sure that I was in fact getting the run done. And my god, it took a long time. I disliked the ending of the game. I'm going to be honest about that. I might as well be. Everything from time trials to the expert levels, I disliked. But that isn't to say that it's still not a fun game. It was a challenging game. I really challenged myself playing this game for the first time in a long time, simply because of the fact that it's a difficult game. It had challenging platformers, it had difficult puzzles, there were enemy placements that I did not agree with. In the end, we ended up with a death count of 136 lives throughout the entirety of the series, only counting times where Mario lost a life. It does not include times that I reset the stage myself, or times where in time trial, because when you die in time trial you do not lose a life, so there is that as well. Overall, the game was fun. I'm thinking back to when I was a kid and I played the original, which, if you guys haven't noticed by now, my intros have a 3:4 aspect ratio clip of Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance. That comes from my original copy of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I got a special device to be able to put my Game Boy Advance games onto my computer so that I can connect those to my emulators. And it's so easy to be able to capture footage from my Game Boy Advance games now that aren't on the Nintendo Switch Online services. Games like, if I really wanted to do them now, certain Pokemon games, the Donkey Kong Country games, oh gosh, what other games do I have? Wario Land 4 is a game that I could showcase. I could also do my Game Boy Color games, like I already did a series on YouTube here of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Seasons, but if I wanted to showcase my original files, I have the technology to do that. So I'm thinking back now to returning to the tangent we were on before, when I played the original game and I could not beat the full Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy. It was just, I was young, I was terrible at games back then, so these puzzle platformers where one hit and you're instantly done for, they really made it difficult playing. So I never beat Mario vs. Donkey Kong in the original hardware. And so for me, being able to have this opportunity to come back to a childhood game and be able to officially beat it once and for all, that was special. This game is special for me. So I'm glad that I was able to share the experience of being able to play and beat Mario vs. Donkey Kong with everyone here. It's going to be something that I carry forward. And the fact that we also beat this game to full 100% time trial and everything. That's also something that I wasn't even expecting to do at the start of the game. This series, I thought I was just going to focus on the main levels, but I didn't see anyone playing time trial on any of the channels that I was seeing on YouTube. So for me, being able to share my experience and be able to show, hey, here's how you can successfully complete the time trial levels, that's also something that I really enjoyed. Not so much playing, but like in retrospect, yes, that was fun. So let's talk about future projects now, because we've got a few things lined up to start after this game. For starters, Pikmin 3 is a game that I have to showcase. We have the project name Pikmin the series, and so far it has Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 in it. So it makes sense to do Pikmin 3 next, which we haven't done yet because other projects came out, new games came out. Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. We are going to do probably highlights of that series because we've completed Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door on original hardware from the Game Boy, the Nintendo GameCube era. So there's really no need to do a full playthrough, but I do want to see and showcase what new content there is in Thousand Year Door. And like, I'm really excited. That game is another childhood memory. I highly recommend, if you haven't watched it yet, to go over to the Thousand Year Door playthrough, because I talk about personal memories of getting the game, having a game guide, ruining the game guide. It got sun bleached in the car when I was a kid. Mario wasn't wearing a red hat, he was wearing a pink hat. It was radical. So we have those. We have the DLC content of the Mario Rabbids games, which we haven't touched yet. I've kind of been hooked on other Mario titles, and because we're working on one project, going back to work on another Mario project at the same time, it's a juggling and a balancing act, to say the least. So we have that. I do plan on playing the Luigi's Mansion 2 game when it comes out in June. As of this recording, it is April 16th. There's a Nintendo Direct happening tomorrow morning for indie games, indie showcase, and I'm not really a true fan of the indie games. I appreciate them, but I so focus on the mainline games that I forget what counts as an indie title. So I might have a new game that we'll play that's an indie game. We also have retro games that we could showcase. I keep going to an old game store just I call it down the street, but it's It's much farther than that. And I constantly am getting new games there. I recently just bought The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. Simply for the memory that I had rented that game back in 2007 for Christmas. And then my family bought a silver GameCube with The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess in it. So, oh my goodness. I kind of stopped near the end of the game of Spyro: A New Beginning, and I'd never played the follow-up games, because that one's a trilogy. And it's a silly game with Elijah Wood, Gary Oldman, and David Spade as voice actors to the series. It's funny, and I kind of want to play it for old time's sake. Whether or not it goes up onto the channel, that's going to be a whole different thing. We also recently got Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey: The Power of Two. Endless Ocean had a sequel announced. I guess part of a trilogy, because there's Endless Ocean, there's Endless Ocean Blue Sea. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name of it. But there's a second game, and now there's Endless Ocean Luminous. And I haven't played Endless Ocean in such a long time. I'm debating whether or not I want to put it on my channel. There's also, I have Metroid Other M that I considered adding to the channel. I know it is such a black sheep of the Metroid series. I still enjoy it as a game that has bad narrative, but like, it's still a fun game. What other retro games do I have? I technically did not showcase Wario World. I streamed it for a day or two, and like, it was fun as a side stream project, but I really wanted to show that game. So there's that. I also have all the Mario parties that I really want to showcase. I've been on a Lord of the Rings binge for weeks now, and I have the Lord of the Rings Two Towers, Return of the King, and the Third Age, all for my GameCube. So maybe I'll pull that game out and like do a fun real piece with it. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do, but I'm feeling like I want to start a retro game series of some of the older games. Let's jump back now to this game, primarily because we are getting close to the end. And I do have live commentary at the end of the game. My goodness. If you wanted to know how bad this game could get, just wait. Just wait till you find out my reaction to the reward for completing all the time trials. A lot of the game, or time trials at the very least, have been very strategic. You have to really know the level and the level layout in order to get a good time, if the time to beat the stage. We have 2 levels left. Number 15. This one took the longest. I think it took me 30 minutes of just trial and error trying to figure out what I was supposed to do to get the perfect time. It turned out the easiest way to get the best time of this is to just ignore the Shy Guys. Even this last one, jump over, grab the key, and in. Now we have one stage left, and then we will be jumping immediately to live commentary. This last stage is so fun because it really is a game of timing. You have to go right away to avoid the laser beams. You have to get up and grab the bomb so that you can break open the passage, so that you can get to the last bomb and the key. The main thing that I would say is key to beating the game is just having patience. With that, guys, we have finished the time trials, and we'll see you in live commentary in just a minute. See you guys then. And with that, guys, we've completed time attack on every single level in the entire game. I will never make the mistake of doing that again in Mario vs. Donkey Kong. This has been so awful trying to get through that I don't think I would play this game for a few months. Let's see what happens on this screen. And there's literally nothing that changes. I've sat on this for months to figure out what was going to happen if you complete a time trial throughout the entire game, and there's nothing new. There's no added sparkle. There's nothing. Guys, why? This just leads to me being able to tell you guys, don't waste your time with time attack. If you guys are just wanting to play the game for fun, just start a new file and have fun playing the actual game instead of time trial, because there's no reward. There's no reward. I'm a little bummed out by that, and I'm agitated because this part of the recording is live commentary immediately after finishing, and that's what we get. I hope you guys enjoyed the entirety of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. If you guys enjoyed Mario vs. Donkey Kong, stay tuned for more puzzle platformer games to come in the future. There's lots to come. The next project we will be resuming will be Pikmin 3, so please stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys have a way better week than me. We will see you all in the next project. Derez Plays, out.
Mario vs. Donkey Kong.